व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। மௌனமாமுரையார் காட்டும் மா பிரம்மவத்துவாலன் சிவநிலை தவசற்சீடர் செரி குருவரன் சிற்கையன் உவகையோர் உருவன் தன்னுள் உவப்பவன் கழிமூகத்தன் அவனையான் தென்பான் மூர்த்தி அப்பனை ஏத்துவோமே அவனையான் தென்பான் மூர்த்தி அப்பனை ஏத்துவோமே. We shall chant the Mangalavenba. தேவன் திருவாயால் தேவி செவி புகட்டும். தேவிகாலோத்தரன் தேர்ஞான மாவிளைவாம் ஆனந்தவானமுத மானவருள் அத்துவித மோன கரியகமே முன். Now we shall chant from the word 16, right? கும்பகமும் மந்திர கூட்டம் உயிர்ச்சலன தம்பனமுன்னாயவாம் தாரணைதாம் என்பவைகள் அத்தனையும் ஆசரிக்க வேண்டாவாம் அட்சயமாம் முத்தியுச்சை உள்ளோர் முயன்று பூசை வணக்கம் புரிசபம் சிந்தனம் ஆசரிப்பதேதுமே அங்கில்லை பேசுமது கேவலம் ஞேயம் என்று கேளினி கிஞ்சிலன்ய ஆவரிய வேண்டுவதின்றாம் வெளிவிடயம் பற்றும் விரிமனத்தார்க்கென்றும் விழையும் வெகுபந்த ஏது வெளியே திரியும் சித்தத்தை திருப்பநிலையுற்றே ஒரு துணிமேவார் உலகில் ஓர். So yesterday late morning we were seeing here Parameshwara. He is sort of refuting all the traditional methods to know the truth. Generally what we think, to start the practices, spiritual practices, first we have to start with puja, maybe chanting of some stotras, and then japa, dhyana, study of scriptures. But here Parameshwara says no, not required. All those things not required. Maybe some pranayama, kumbhaka, no. Maybe some kundalini yoga, no. Kundalini means what? Meditating on the different chakras, the different devatas, chanting the respective mantras. It is not required. Not required. Then what to be done? Then what to be done? Yesterday we were seeing elaborately in the late morning session that you stay put, saying that there is nothing. Ma shunyam. There is nothing. And just sit that way. Even you do not know the self. Your self cannot be known as an object. So when you sit like that, without entertaining any thoughts, without feeding the mind naturally has to collapse on its own. And then when you are gone, when the mind gone means what? You are gone. The aham vritti, I mean. When it is gone, then what remains is the self, which shines by itself. See, this is the central thought of Bhagavan's philosophy also. That is why Bhagavan was so fascinated on seeing this Devikalottaram. He translated it. So today, and 18th verse, he says, Velividayam patrum viri manattarki endrum vilayam vegubanda yedu. Whenever mind is holding on to anything outside, external to it, then bandham only it is. It is a cause for bondage only. Therefore, veliye thriyum sittathai tiruppanilaiutre. So withdraw the mind from all that is external. So when one is withdrawing the mind from all that is external, oru tuni mevar ulagil, they don't experience any sorrow at all. Tuni means sorrow. Tunbam. Tuni means tunbam. Sorrow. Oru tuni mevar. Tuni mevar means he will not go through any sorrow in this world. So therefore, ena kena prakarena, withdraw the mind from the sense objects, from the emotions and thoughts. And here it is not even said you place it on the self, because you don't know what is self. Mostly we know I am. I am means that ego self only we know. Bhagavan says you keep the attention there, that will take you to the source of all thoughts, that is Paramatma. Here it is said, you just sit quiet. saying or entertaining this kind of a bhavana, that is nothing. Jiva Jagat Ishvara Bheda is only mind's imagination. That is nothing. You sit like that, so it's very hard. I told you yesterday, sometimes the mind may go into some sort of a negative, depressed state. But don't fear. Go through it. That is how this text is, guiding us. Now, moving on to the 19th verse. உள்வெளி மேல் கீழ் நடுத்திக்கோர் சிறிதும் இன்றியே உள்ளவுரு எல்லாமாயோருருவாம் எல்லாமாயோருருவும் இல்லதாய் தான் தனக்கே வேத்தியமாய் தானே இலங்கிடுமார் பூன்றமாம் ஒன்று புனர் உள்வெளி மேல் கீழ் நடுதிக்கோர் சிறிதும் இன்றியே உள்ளவுரு எல்லாமாய் ஓருருவும் இல்லதாய் தான் தனக்கே வேத்தியமாய் தானே இலங்கிடுமார் பூன்றமாம் ஒன்று புனர் உள்வெளி மேல் கீழ் நடு திக்கு ஓர் சிறிதும் இன்றியே. Meaning what? In that state, that is in the true self, ulveli, there is no idea of in or out. Only with reference to this wall called as the body, we say something inside, something outside. Only with reference to the wall of this hall, we say inside and outside. So, this Paramatma or the self, which is pure consciousness, which is illuminating all the concepts and ideas, it has got no ull or veli, no idea of inside or outside. Similarly, male keel, there is no male or keel. Everywhere it is all pervading, so there is no male keel. Nadu also, there is no in between also. Oru tikku or siridum indriye, no directions. Because all these are ideas and concepts of the mind, and mind is not in the self. Therefore, the self is beyond all these ideas and concepts of inside, outside, up, down, in between, the directions, north, east, west, south. Or siridum indriye, all these ideas are not there in the true self. உள்ளவுரு எல்லாமாய் ஓர் உருவும் இல்லதாய். See, in one stroke he says all forms are his form. His means the self's. At the same time, the self has got no form of its own. If you see the ornaments, the gold is only in all the ornaments. Therefore, all the shapes and forms of the ornaments are nothing but gold only. At the same time, gold by itself has got no form. You understand? So, when you see Jiva Jagat, when you see everything is nothing but the self only, in the highest state. At the same time, by itself it has got no form. So, ullavuru ellamam, ellamai, or uruvum illadai. So, all forms is form. At the same time, he has no form of its own. Sahasrashirsha Purushaha. Sahasrashirsha Purushaha. Meaning what? All the heads, all the mouths, all the hands, all the legs are his. But at the same time, he himself has got nothing of his own. He is formless. Nirguna, Nirakara. Therefore, உள்ளவுரு எல்லாமாய் ஓர் உருவும் இல்லதாய் தான் தனக்கே வேத்தியமாய். And it is known by itself. தான் தனக்கே வேத்தியமாய். Vedyam means it is known by its own light. Meaning what? Because it's true knowledge, it is known by itself. No other knowledge is required. Thane ilahidumar, and it exists by itself, meaning without depending on anything else. Thane Thane Tattvamidani Thane Kattuvai Arunachala. Thane ilahidumar. Thane ilahidumar means it is Purna Swatantran. It's not dependent on anything or anybody. In fact, everything depends on this, but it is independent or Purna Swatantran. So therefore, Thane ilahidumai. It remains in its own capacity. Thane ilahidumai. Poonramam ondru punar. That is Poonram. Poonram means Purana Vastu. Puranamam ondru punar. You understand this is Purana Vastu. Punar means Servayaha. This Purana Vastu you have to enter into and become one. So here the Purana Vastu is defined beyond all this idea of space and time. Ul, Veli, Mel, Kil, Tik, Disai. It is beyond all. Whatever you see, whatever you hear, whatever you taste, whatever you touch, whatever you smell, everything is that only. At the same time, it has got no form of its own. And it is known by itself. And it has no crutches. It needs no crutches. It stands on its own leg. Meaning what? It is independent of everything. That is why it is Satyam. Satyam means it remains always. See, independence is bliss, dependence is sorrow. See, in the Vyavahara, we need to depend on things and beings. Minimum we have to keep it. And as a self, you are always independent. So when we can assert our true nature, we can remain peaceful and cheerful and blissful. The moment when we start depending on something or some other, always there is agitation and confusion. There is always dukkha. So this independent existence is a pure self. Poonramam, that is the Purana Vastu. That is this Purana Vastu you have to enter into, or Punar, you have to become one with it. And then moving on to the 20th. Yevvavedan Drishtiyal Evvuyir Sayyum Tolilgal. Yevvadan Drishtiyal Evvuyir Sayyum Tolilgal. Avvuyir Kakkadiyundadalal. Yevvam Arai Sara Dayatrittiyatru. Niraloham Tane Ninai. Yevvadan Drishtiyal Evvuyir Seyyum Tolilgal. Avvuyir Kakkadiyundadalal. Yevvam Ara Avai Sara Dayashitri Atru. Saya Dayadrishti Atru. Niraloham Tane Ninai. Yevvadan Drishtiyal Evvuyir Seyyum Tolilgal. See, Yevvadan Drishtiyal means with whatever attitude or eyeing whatever result. Evvuyir Seyyum Tolilgal. These uyirgal means these jivas, they function in this world. They perform actions in the world outside. Meaning what? A person wants to achieve great success in his professional life. So he wants to become the CEO of the company. So what will he do? He will put all efforts in that direction. So he qualifies himself and he gains a lot of experience and is very single pointed. Then he will achieve that. He will become a CEO. So here all the jivas are performing actions in the world with certain motives, with certain idea of reaching somewhere or gaining some results. So evridan drishtiyal, drishti only has become driti. Drishtiyal means eyeing on something. Drishtiyal means with certain idea, motives, reaching certain destination. எவ்வுயிர்கள் செய்யும் தொழில்கள். Jivas, they perform actions in the world outside. அவ்வுயிர்க்கு அக்கதி உண்டாதலால். And the jiva attained to that gadi. A gadi means what? That destination it reaches. But you know what? All these are limited. Yavvam means with flaw only. Because it's all limited. See, that is why our Guruji says, even if you win the rat race, still you remain a rat. Meaning what? Still you remain a rat. You would never become a lion by winning the rat race. So, even though we run and we succeed in this samsara, imagine we must have wasted all our 20-30 years of life, youthful energies and everything. At the end, what we must have achieved? Some sort of wealth and some sort of name. But all these things become null and void when you grow older and when you pass away. Meaning what? You have to start from the scratch. Again, that's what our Shastra says, na? Meaning the same rut. This samsara is dukkhalayam ashashvatam. It is full of sorrows only. For a viveki, for a discriminative person, there is only so much of dukkha here. And ashashvatam. No, nothing is permanent. We want something to be permanent, but nothing is. All our relationships are always, going up and down. Everything is in flux, in the state of flux. Ashashvatam. Therefore, avvam ara, meaning it is not devoid of faults. Avvam means kutram, false. It is ara means what? Means it is devoid of faults means what? It is all full of faults only. Avai saradu. So therefore, do not run behind it. Ayal drishti atru. Ayal drishti. It has become driti. Drishti. Ayal drishti atru. Meaning, ayal means something other. Ayal drishti atru means what? Do not chase anything external. Ayal drishti atru. Because it's not worth it. Anyway, the finite cannot satisfy you. Only the infinite can satisfy. Therefore, ayal drishti atru. Not eyeing anything external. Ayal drishti atru. Niraloham tane ninai. Niraloham means what? Which is beyond senses, beyond the eyes, beyond the senses. What is that? That is the self. Niraloham tane ninai. You always meditate on that self. Because that is the truth. I don't know how much you appreciate this point or this idea. When somebody asked me, Swamiji, why are you pursuing this? Because this is the truth. That one reason is enough, na? See, it is all blissful and it liberates you, it's all fine. But for me, it is the truth. That one reason is enough. So therefore, this truth alone can fulfill us, liberate us from all bondages and all sufferings. Therefore, niraloham tane ninai. But Swamiji, is it possible, is it practical always to think about the self? So whatever you have to do in the world, you do. But you can be attentive to the self and you can have the priorities, streamlined. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa gives an example. See, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is a wonderful saint. His examples are so apt. He says, a mother having a small child, let us say 1 or 2 years old, and she is living in a small flat, let us say, and her husband has gone for work. Nobody else is there. She has to cook, she has to clean the house, she has to wash and all. But this child is so, restless, very playful, mischievous, running here, there, everywhere. And she's so scared because when the door is open, it can fall down also. In the steps, it can roll down also. So even though she's cooking or doing any household chores, but our attention is always there on the child. Is that not so? One part of the mind is always there on the child. What is he doing? Where is he? She is so scared when there is no sound, no noise. As long as that fellow is creating the ruckus, she is happy. Okay, he is there doing something. Suddenly quiet. Hare, something happened or what? So her attention is always on the child. It is possible. She can cook, because all those things are mostly mechanical. She can cook, she can do all the mundane things. Her attention can be on the child. Similarly, our attention can be on the truth or the self, even when we are working in the world. But it requires a lot of training. And sattva. Because rajas means we are carried away by the rajas. We drown in the activity. We lose ourselves. Sattva means it is possible. Balance. Sattva means balance. So, niraloham tane ninai, meaning your attention, your priority should be only the self. That is possible with little bit of more training, little bit of more vairagya, viveka and vairagya. It's all possible. So, niraloham tane ninai. See, for sannyasis maybe who are begging and eating something, and just they can uninterruptedly they can meditate. But that also is very hard, for anybody. Uninterruptedly to meditate is not easy actually. First of all, the body should sit now in one posture. Very difficult. But still they can if they want. But for grihasthas and others, it's very difficult because they have to attend to so many things actually. And most of the things we ourselves have put on our own head. Why? I want this kind of a standard of living. I cannot compromise. See, those days we were using one soap only for washing our bodies. Now we need so much hand wash and body wash, face wash, I don't know what, and then hair wash, and then nail wash, nail polish. So much of it we require now. That is not enough. So then we have to work for it. When you have to work for it, you have to give your time and attention. Mandirathale engu mangani vilvadundo. By just magic, will you get everything or what? You have to work for it. If you are honest, you have to work for it. If you are corrupt, it is a different issue. Then this is not for you. If you are dishonest, corrupt, crooked, this is not for you, definitely. So, if you are honest, you have to work for it. If you have to work for it, means you have to toil. So, in the IT companies, they give you work and they give you big fat salaries. But nowadays, saturation, everywhere it has reached saturation. And retrenchment and everything. They say in the Silicon Valley, people are paid thrice, 4 times than even Texas or other places, they say in US. But kasaki purinjiruvaanga. 15 hours you have to work. Ennalla apdi vela sey mudiyadhu. I am not used to 2 hours when work pannalam maximum, and then I have to take a break for another 3-4 hours. I really wonder how these people are working like that. And at the end of the day, They are so exhausted and tired, they can't do anything else. So in US and all, nobody picks up the phone Monday till Friday. If at all you want to catch somebody, only Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday also they are very busy. Why? Birthday parties, this party, that party, run. They part of some satsang group or here, there. So you take the car and drive for 40 minutes, 50 minutes. Run. And if you have 2 children, enough. Take the child to this class, that class. And you have no time whatsoever. And you have to do your gardening, you have to do your cooking, you have to do your washing, you have to do your cleaning. Here we are living royal life actually. We have got servant maid to take care of everything. There you can't. So meaning what? When you work, you become exhausted, tired, and you will not have time for anything. Yes, you can have a big house, beautiful everything. You can have a wonderful garden. Your standard of living is really excellent. But in that bargain, you lose yourself. What have you gained? I have gained blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol. Why cholesterol? Naraya thin one sayati. Cholesterol, heart problems, constipation. All are mostly psychosomatic diseases, they say. And stressed out always. And so we mess up everything. So why? So our forefathers, they were very wise actually. They lived a contented life. Yes, simple living and high thinking. So they lived healthily, I suppose. Not everybody, at least most of them or majority of them. But now we think we are very intellectual, smart people with smartphone, with smart TV, everything smart. But actually we are stupid. We are stupid with people with smartphones. So therefore, Niraloham Thane Nina, if it is instructed, always think about the self. We feel, no, it is all not possible. Where is the time? Where is the time? See, the Brahmanas are supposed to do Sandhya Vandanam, early morning and late evening. But where is time? We have time for everything, but no time. When you don't devote time to quieten your mind, how can you lead your life happily? How can you even perform in the world outside? See, always you are working for 20 hours. How can you be a sane person? I don't understand really. So, Niraloham Tane Ninai means you should have your priorities right. See, nowadays the youngsters, they are fed up. At the age of 40, 45, they quit their high profile jobs and they go to some village, they do some farming or they educate the poor ones, the little ones, and they are happy. Some are very daring to do that, but rest are not daring because they want to maintain certain social status, something like that, and so they run till their end. And they buy everything, EMI. 2 flats, not one is enough, 2. And not 1 car is enough, 3. And I should not say all those things. Sometimes when I enter into the garage of some people, I mean in the other countries, you find 50 shoes, 100 shoes, chappals. I wondered what for all this? Only 2 people are here. Meaning, lavish. You have to work then. Then you cannot do all these things. This is not a part-time job. Gurudev always used to say, this is not Sunday spirituality. This is not weekend spirituality. Our spirituality is very weekend. It is a full-time job. You have to give attention to yourself all the time. So you have to be serious. So Niraloham Tane Nirai. So therefore meditate on the self. Because that is the way out. Give your attention to the self. See, it is just giving attention. That's all. That only is very hard. Swamiji, ask me money, I will give you. Ask me money, I will give you. Whatever you want, I will give you. But give attention is very difficult. You know what is love? Love is giving attention. Actually, what is love means? Love is giving attention. If you have old parents in your house, whatever you may do to them, they are not satisfied. If you give attention, they are happy. Because true expression of love is giving attention. See, you may not give so big things like, give attention, they are happy. Just sit with them and talk with them, they are happy. Just take them out, spend some time with them, they are thrilled. But we don't have time for anybody. We are mad. Even if we have time only to browse through and catch up with the emails or the WhatsApp messages or, in social media and browsing the news, chatting with somebody. We don't have time. So when we are distracted like this always, where is the time to give attention to the self? See, nowadays so much of distraction. How can you give attention to the self? What will I do now? Netflix, on the series shall I catch up with those series? What they call series, no? Net series. Like now our Amma's catching up with the lectures. People are having lined up net series. So they have to catch up. See, actually they have catch-up television only, catch-up TV. Everything is recorded and they can catch up anytime they want. So, I tell you, this world is funny. And then the 21st verse, I don't know why Parameshwara is like this, Suddenly he takes up such a standpoint that he takes us to a giddy height. And then we fall only. Such a giddy heights he takes. See, ஏது பலங்கருமம் இல்லை சுபாவத்தில் ஓதும் இவையாவும் உண்மையல பேத உலகமும் இல்லை உலகப்பற்றுள்ள லௌகிகன் தானும் இலை ஏது பலங்கருமம் இல்லை சுபாவத்தில் ஓதும் இவையாவும் உண்மையல பேத உலகமும் இல்லை உலகப்பற்றுள்ள லௌகிகன் தானும் இலை. See, here in this verse, Edu means Hetu. In Sanskritam there is a word called Hetu. Hetu means the cause. Hetu. When it is written in Tamil, it is written as Edu. Hetu has become Edu. Hetu Palam. Palam means the Palapalam. So, an action and the result. So, Edu Palam Karmam Illai Subhavatil. Subhavatil means in that natural state, in the true state, there is no karma and karma phala. There is no cause, there is no effect whatsoever. See, the cause and effect are there only in the field of ego, the doer and the enjoyer. See, in the self, which is beyond the doer and the doership and the enjoyership, there is no karma or the phala. Edu palam karmam illai subhavatil. Odum ivayamum unmayala. Odu means, but the Vedas talk about it. Odu means Vedas, they proclaim. But howsoever, even if Vedas have proclaimed, it is for the ordinary type of people. To guide them to some higher states, all these things are said. Ivayavum unmayala, these are all not absolute truths. See, if you go to Vedas, mostly it talks only about karma kanda, upasana and all. Only towards the end portion, the Upanishad, this jnana is revealed. And people, especially Brahmanas, they get drowned only in karmas. Yes, you have to do your nitya karma, who says no? Yes, you have to have all your anushtanam, nobody says no. But if they stretch it too much, Oh, ho, 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 ho. Karma, 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 karma. Karma, karma. Always drowned in karma. And they cannot come out of it. Till their end, they cannot come out. And they say for chitta shuddhi, chitta shuddhi, chitta shuddhi, chittamu shuddhyala, onnu shuddhyala. Meaning what? But it's all said in Vedas. Vedas, yes, Vedas it is said. But here Parameshwara is negating it. Odum ivayavum unmayala. Go and hang yourself. All these things are not true. Then what to do? Veda ulagamum illai. Ulagam endane karma seyaporani. There is no world. Go. Veda ulagamum illai. Veda ulagam means what? The world what you see with so much of differences, different names and forms. Veda ulagamum illai. The world is not. And ulagapattulla lauhiganum illai. Lauhigan danum illai. Ulagapattulla. One who is attached to the world, that lauhigan, the samsari, he is also not there. Go. There is nothing called as karma. No cause, no effect. We are born here only to exhaust our karma, the fruits of our karma. There is no karma. There is no world. There is nobody who is attached to the world. Ulagapattul lauhigan tanum illai. Lauhigan means the samsari, the lauhigan, lauhigatha seravan. Avan tanum illai. Then there is no seeker. Then there is nothing to be sought. Enna Swamiji solreenga kadai. See, all this is only mind's creation. It is all not truth. Subhavatil sonar pathila. Subhavatil means in the true state, all these things are not there. You take this standpoint. See, this is a very auspicious standpoint, but you need guts. Take this standpoint. Ulagam illai, ulagapattullonum illai. Nothing is. That's what yesterday we saw. Na? So then, what remains? Which cannot be negated is a self. And you do not know the self because you cannot know it. Even the Brahma and Vishnu, they tried their best. That is Arunachala. The Lord appeared as the infinite column of light. Brahma and Vishnu tried to find his Adi and Mudi, his crown and his feet. They failed. That light has become Arunachala hill. The Purana says. So even Brahma, Vishnu, they failed in their attempt to know him. How can you and I? So we cannot know him. Unadal Khan, we can only offer ourselves as food to Paramatma. That's what we have seen in Ulladinarpad. Unadal Khan. Meaning you have to die. So when you don't feed the mind with any of the fantastic ideas and concepts, we get caught in some ideas or concepts. We reject all these superstitious ideas and we get caught in intellectual ideas. But everything is a trap. We get caught only. Reject everything. Then there you stand. Edum ondaranil. As the self, you remain. So therefore here, Ulagamum illai, Ulagapattu ullavanum thaan illai. There is no edu, pala. No cause, no effect. There is no karma. Odum ivayavum unmayala. Even if Vedas have proclaimed, it is for some other purpose to help the ordinary jivas to go up in the ladder. But it is not truth. So he has negated everything. Niralambam inda nihilamum andri. Niralambathal olira nirpa. Niralambam. Agach seidinda anaithum niralambam. Ahiduvan endre ari. Niralambam inda nihilamum andri. நிராலம்பத்தால் ஒளிரா நிற்ப. நிராலம்பம் ஆகச் செய்திந்த அனைத்தும் நிராலம்பம் ஆகிடுவன் என்றே அறி. See how many times he has used this word niralamba. See in this one words. Alambana means support. Niralamba means devoid of any support. Devoid of any support. No support. That is the meaning of niralamba. Niralamba in the nihilamum. Nihilamum means all this is niralamba. See, niralamba is another name given to the self. Why? There it takes no support of any sort. It stands on its own. It stands on its own. Therefore, self is called as niralamba actually. No crutches. It stands on its own. Therefore, the true self is called as niralamba. So, in the first line, when it is said, niralambam in the nihilamum, nihilamum means ahilamum. Ahilamum means all this is niralamba, is self only. All this is self only. Nothing other than the self. All the ornaments are gold only. It is not other than the gold. So, nikilamum, niralamba. Everything is that self only. That is the first statement. Andri niralambathal olira nirpa. And all this is illuminated through the self only. By the self only. Niralambathal olira nirpa. Oliridal means what? Shining. All this is shining. Shining means what? Not shining. Is known or illuminated by the self. Niralamba. Niralambathal olira nirpa. Niralambamaga செய்து இந்த அனைத்தும், meaning everything has to be made niralamba. Meaning what? All this has to be merged in the self. How to merge everything in the self? By again and again reminding yourself that everything is the self. See, now our experience is what? Everything is different. Jada and Chaitanya, things and beings. And everything is different. Different color, different caste, different creed, different religion, different species. Everything is different. So merge everything in that niralamba means what? We have to, through our bhavana, we have to say everything is niralamba. All these differences are mind created. All these differences are mind's projection. In fact, everything is self. Whenever you see the bracelet, you say it is gold only. Whenever you see the necklace, it is gold only. Whenever you see the nose ring, it is gold only. Like that, if you say everything is gold only, then you know what is gold. What is gold? It is dust. What is gold? See, in this exam, you don't stretch it. But I'm just telling you, what is gold? See, we give so much value to gold. What is gold after all? People are mad, I tell you. No, something is shining, so we like it. The self is shining, why don't you like that? So, everything is gold. This is what we have to remind ourselves to know what is gold. Whenever you see the ornament, you remind yourself, though it is in this form, though it is having this kind of a use, but this is gold only, this is gold only. When you say that, it is as if merging everything into gold, as if. So whenever you see the world, so you say everything is Paramatma only, everything is self only. This Kanagammal writes in her commentary as Pravilabha Drishti. Pravilabha Drishti means you are again and again asserting that all this is self only. There is nothing other than the self. So, Niralambama Chaidu. In the Anaitum Niralambama Chaidu means what? You merge everything into that Niralamba, that self, by again and again contemplating that all this is self, all this is self. Niralambam Ahiduvan Andre Ari. If you do that, you yourself will become Niralamban. Because it means you become the self. You become one with the self. Now we are like a jiva, a separate entity, identified with the body mind. That is why we are seeing all the differences. When this individuality goes, there is no difference, there is only the self. Now another method or another approach, instead of inquiring who am I, here the approach is you assert everything to be the self. That is merging everything in the self. Then ultimately you yourself will become the self. How it will happen that way? See, because these differences are given weightage and we live our life, this ego is asserting and thriving and it is living. When no weightage is given to any differences, everything is considered the self, this ego cannot exist. Because you are feeding the ego with forms, with ideas, concepts. When all the concepts and ideas are removed saying that everything is self, then the ego cannot survive. It also melts into the self. See, can you see this? I am able to see this. Can you see this? As long as you assert and you maintain the differences, the ego can exist, thrive. When you say everything is the self, everything is one, the ego cannot thrive. It also becomes the self, one. That is what is said in this verse. This is another approach given. See, Niralambam in the Nihilamum. In fact, if you see, all this is self only. But from our standpoint, where we are now, it is all differing as it is all appearing as different, and different from me. In fact, all this is illuminated by the Niralamba, the self only. Now, you, with your bhavana, continuous meditation, you say everything is the self. See, sometimes these thoughts come to me also. When I travel in the train and all, you see so many villages, you see so many things. Then I wonder, all this is self, na? Everything is self. And sometimes when I go in the flight also, I see clouds everywhere and expanse. All is self. How wonderful. All is self. There is nothing other than the self. All is self. Even a Rakshasa is self. Even a criminal is self. Even a saint is self. Bharadiyar goes one step ahead and says, Malatai kumbiduvom. Malam means what? Excreta. That is also self. That is why Nisargadatta said, I don't have cancer, I am cancer. I don't have cancer, I am cancer also. If everything is self, cancer also is self only. So therefore, everything is self. If you do that, and you lose your individual existence, and you merge with the self. Veri teenir manpala uirai viriburu buddha baudhihangal Veriyori unnai andri indrennin Veriyanarulan vimala Veriyadayulattu verara vilangin Verana velivaruvenar Velivarayaruna Chala avan talayil Virimalar padathinai vaite. O Lord, Veri Variti Neer Man, all the Panchabhutas, everything is you only. Meaning, without the self, there is nothing. If that is true, then who am I? Am I different from you, other than you? Then how I am asserting myself as something, as a special separate entity. How am I? So when everything is a self, how can I be something different other than the self? I am also the self only. வெளிவராய் அருணாச்சல அவன் தலையில் விரிமலர் பதத்தினை வைத்தே. O Arunachala, now you come out, keeping your wide feet on his head, crushing him to death. Now you reveal yourself. வெளிவராய் அருணாச்சல அவன் தலையில் விரிமலர் பதத்தினை வைத்தே. How beautiful. So when you merge everything with the self, the individual self also becomes the true self. This is another way to go about. See, what Bhagavan says, if you merge this individual self in the true self, your vision is what? Everything is self. This is one approach. The other approach is, by your bhavana continuously, if you say everything is self, all these differences are mind created, it is not truth. Everything is self, everything is self, everything is self. If you say, this individual self also becomes the true self. That is what is revealed here. Niralambam inda nihilamum. அன்றி நிராலம்பத்தால் ஒளிரா நிற்ப நிராலம்பமாக செய்து இந்த அனைத்தும் நிராலம்பம் ஆகிடுவன் என்றே அறி. So when you merge everything in the self, you also becomes the self. You also become the true self. So that is what is revealed. Pravilapa drishti. This is called as Pravilapa drishti, according to technical Vedanta Shastra. And 23rd, what is the time? Yeah, we have sufficient time. Vyomavadi vahum vyabhakama sunyam yadoruvan pavitidane yandumavan Pishaho Sakirumi Pola Prabanja Pasa Samusariyam Par Vyomavadi Vahum Vyabhagamam Sunyam Yadoruvan Bhavitidane Yandumavan Pisaho Sakirumi Pola Prabanja Pasa Samusariyam Par Vyoma Vadivahum Vyabhagamam Shunyam. Vyoma means space. Vyoma Vadivahum. This is like space, all pervading. Vyabhagamam means all pervading. Shunyam. This Shunyam is like space. Now tell me, when I ask you to think about space, what do you think? Now think about space. What do you think? Space. See, you may imagine, everywhere space and all. But just think about space. You cannot think anything actually. Space is the one which supports everything, but it is not in anything. So here it is said, Vyoma Vadivahum Vyabhagamam Shunyam. So this Shunyam, what we are talking, nothing, means it's like space. Vyabhagamam means what? It is as if all pervading. In the Shunyam, Yadoruvan Bhavitidanel. If he is not meditating on this Shunyam, if he is not contemplating on this idea of Shunyam, Shunyam means what? Nothing. All these names and forms, even myself, even God, all these things are not. There is nothing. There is nothing. So if one is not contemplating thus, if he is not meditating, Yadoruvan bhavithidanel. If he is not meditating on this shunya, what will be his plight? Yandum avan pisagosa kirmi bola prabanja pasa samusariyam par. You know, pisagosha kirmi means what? You know, even Tamil people may not understand what is pisagosha kirmi. Here it is said like that silkworm we say na, patambuchi, pattupuchi, patambuchi la pattupuchi. See, the pattupuchi, when it is a worm, it goes into a cocoon, and it, through its own, this thing, it builds a sort of a cocoon around itself, and it stays there. So we also build a cocoon around ourselves with our own imaginations and thoughts, and we remain in our shell as a jiva. Pisakosa kirimi bola, apt example. But there, Pisakosha kirmi, why it is doing that? When it is inside, it becomes a butterfly after some time. But we perish as a jiva. Pisakosha kirmi bola, prabanja pasa samusariyam par. He becomes a pasa samusari, means what? With all asha pasha, he becomes a perfect samsari. Always buffeted by ups and downs, by the pairs of opposites. That is pasa samusari. Pisakosha kirmi bola. Meaning, if we are not meditating on this shunya pada, we cannot break open this shell which we have gone into with our own thoughts and imaginations. We have built up this world around ourselves. This fantastic world we have built around ourselves through our thoughts and imaginations. Can you believe this? So, using this astram, he is going to talk about this astram. Mahastram. Astram means this weapon called as shunya, mahashunya. With that, you break, destroy all this, the shell, and be free. So, with our own thoughts and imaginations, we have built this cocoon around ourselves, and we suffer inside. We suffocate inside. We suffer inside. We don't want to acknowledge also. We glorify saying that Suhamana. This is also nice now. As I told you, the pig. This pig's life is not bad, you know. Comparatively, it's also okay. So we suffer because of our identity, the body mind, because of our attachment to the nears and dears, because of our, thirst for name and fame, because of our running, we are exhausted and tired, and we suffocate, we suffer, but we don't want to acknowledge. We don't want to tell it out because we have created this mess around ourselves. We don't want to acknowledge this because we know that we have created this mess. Who has created this mess for us? We have created it. Therefore, now, how to break open this shell? Only through the meditation of shunya. Shunya means what? All this is imagination of the mind. Everything is imagination. As if there are so many jivas, there is a fantastic world, and there is a God sitting above, running the show, and then there are different lokas, and then there is a birth, death, rebirth, and then there is liberation, and then there is punya papa, karma phala, good, bad, then the relationships. All this is bullshit. Meaning, this is all our mind's imagination. There is nothing of this sort. Truly, there is nothing of this sort. So, meaning what? We ourselves have got into all this mess by imagining ourselves to be this body and imagining a world outside, and then running after the desirable and running away from the non-desirable and getting attached to the desirable, we have got into this mess. So to unwind ourselves, we have to meditate on this Shunya-pada, saying all this is imagination. Seeing unreal as unreal is meditation. According to Nisargadatta, seeing unreal as unreal is meditation. All this is my own projection. Saying that you reject everything. You conveniently reject God and you hold on to the world. How stupid you are. You reject the God and hold on to the world. How stupid. Pavam, kadavul enna senjaru unniya? I will first reject him. He is a very Bhayangar Buddhisali. Because people ask him to do, get up, they take bath, do Sandhya Vandan, pray, idallam kashtama irukku. So first of all, I will give him up. Avara thalachu kulichirren modalla. Appa nimmadi. And I will go on indulging in this world, earning money and all sense indulgence. What else in this world you can do? Tell me. You can eat, drink and indulge. What else you can do in this world? You go outside. I have gone to the world everywhere. What people do? Everywhere restaurant, everywhere pub, everywhere casinos, everywhere nightclubs. What people do with money? They eat, drink, indulge. What else they do? And some, idea of, permanency. My name should be always there. What a battam. See, they donate a tube light to the temple and they put E.K. Ko, Pachi, Koka, Chattiyar. And they with the dark ink, they hide everything. No light can come out of it. So without the form, what meaning has got the name? ஈபேக்கா சோக்கோ பச்சை செட்டியா இருக்கும்போதே மதிக்க மாட்டேங்கிறாங்க. அவர் யாருன்னே தெரியாம அந்த பேருக்கு ஏதோ அர்த்தம் இருக்கா? See, when you go to Kashi, everywhere some name is written. How does it matter? For me, how does it matter? I don't care for anybody except myself. Is that not so? I don't care for this world, for anybody except myself. That is how everybody lives in this world. Who cares who has donated this stone? Appa, Periyal stone donate பண்ணிட்டு போயிட்டார். All nonsense. Nonsense, I tell you. We want our name everywhere. And we want to give for Bhagavan and then say, Prasadam Alliye, Prasadam Alliye, Prasadam Alliye. Ayyo, kadavule. இந்த பிரசாதம் அனுப்பி வைக்கிறதுக்குள்ள நம்ம உயிர் போயிடுது. Where is Prasadam? Where is Prasadam? See, when you have done the puja and you get the satisfaction heart, that is Prasadam. That is how we tell. Because we are lazy to send Prasadam. That is real Prasadam. The satisfaction you get, the joy you get, that is Prasadam. If you really want Prasadam, go to your puja room, take a vibhuti and say, this is Prasadam for Atma Lingeshwara. You have got Prasadam. இவங்க என்ன செய்றாங்க தெரியுமா? They just buy some vibhuti from and then pack it and they send it. They don't even keep it Atma Lingeshwara. அதுக்கு you can take vibhuti from your puja room and have and say is Prasadam. I don't know what people. Prasadam, Prasadam, Prasadam. So something we want always from God, from everybody. We are beggars. Perpetual beggars we are. So meaning what? You blast everything. And there is nothing. So we run always in the world outside like a mad person. And don't know why we are running also. End of the day, we achieve nothing. Pisa gosa kirimi bola prabanja pasa samusariyam par. Please know. Par means here, please understand, please know. It becomes like a pisa gosa kirimi. Pisa gosa kirimi means the silkworm which builds a cocoon around itself. Similarly, we build world through thoughts, imaginations. We build a cocoon around ourselves. Oh, my family, my wife, my children, I have to take care. Who else will take care? So like a donkey I have to work every day. For what? to fulfill all their desires. Now I have got a lot of desires. To fulfill my desire itself is not easy. And now I have to fulfill all the desires of my nears and dears. So run like a donkey. And the whole life you live only for somebody, but that buddy will not care, will not appreciate. The son will ask you, உங்களை யார் முதல்ல என்னை பெக்க சொன்னது? Why did you give birth to me? Tell me first. That is why I am suffering here. You are the root cause of all of my suffering. Because you wanted pleasure, you gave birth to me, and now you say that I have given you everything, taken care of you. Who asked you to give birth to me? Tell me first. That is the first mistake you have done. And then you say, I'm taking care of you, taking care of you. Who asked you to take care of me? First of all, who asked you to give birth to me? Tell me. Then where will you go? Is it true or not? So, therefore, we suffer only in this life. என்னப்பா இது திடீர்னு டியூன் எங்கேயோ போயிடுது. வரேன். தேவன் திருவாயால் தேவி செவி புகட்டும் அகிலமாம் யோனியிலும் ஆருயிர் யாவிற்கும் மிக கிளேசம் பொருந்தும் மேன்மேலும் இல்ல மேன்மேல் தான் அகில கிளேசமுமே நீக்குதற்கு கேன்மா சூன்யத்தை லே சமரா சிந்தையற்று அகிலமாம் யோனியிலும் ஆருயிர் யாவிற்கும் மிக கிளேசம் பொருந்தும் மேன்மேல் அகில கிளேசமுமே நீக்குதற்கு கேன்மா சூன்யத்தை லே சமரா சிந்தை இயற்று அகிலமாம் யோனியிலும், meaning in all the wombs, they say there are 84 lakh different types of species, wombs. That's what here it is said. 84 lakhs different types of species. I don't know who has counted this. So, ahilamam yonilum, in all these births, aruyur yavirkum, for all the jivas, for all the beings, miha klesam porundu male. All these jivas, again and again, they suffer only. Klesam means suffering. Klesam porundu male. That is suffering only. From your younger day, you have to prove yourself. You have to get the best university. Therefore, you have to study well. After getting the best university, you should become the topper. After that, you should get the best job. And then you have to get the best wife, best car. And then you get so attached because of that, so much of trouble. And then comes the children, their future. Then you work and hoard for your children and grandchildren. See, my father and grandfather, throughout their life they toiled and they sort of collected some 5 lakhs of rupees. For my brother, for this generation, it is 2 months' salary. They don't care. உங்களை யார் போய் இவ்வளோ கஷ்டப்பட்டு சேர்க்க சொன்னது? வயத்தை கட்டி வாயை கட்டி சாப்பிடாம கொள்ளாம, oh, I have saved this for you, oh son, here you take it, accept it. What? 5 lakhs? Okay, thank you, Bappa. That fellow earns 2.5 lakhs every month. For him, 5 lakh is nothing. If you give him 50 crores, he will be, something, I can just finish my EMI. 2.5 lakhs, 5 lakhs. Okay. But this fellow has toiled for his whole life. Mahane, I have got a beautiful house in Vannarapettai in Chennai. I am not interested. I want a house in New York. And then next generation says, Mahane, I have got a house in New York. I am not interested. I want a house in Mars. Mars? Yes. Then you have to talk to only Elon Musk. So, see, we suffer only. And we think, my children, my child, now I have to do it now. I have to do it, I have to do it. And we run. So, எந்த யோனில போனாலும் எந்த பிறப்பா இருந்தாலும் துன்பம் தான் சொல்றார் ரொம்ப கிளியரா. Then what? மூப்பு பிணி ஷாக்காடு. Old age, disease and death. So therefore, everywhere there is only sorrow. அகில கிளேசமுமே நீங்குதற்கு. To get rid of all these sorrows, manaklesam, all these, samsara, I will tell you one thing. Kel means now listen. மாசூன்யத்தை லேசமரா சிந்த இயற்று. மாசூன்யத்தை. Now you லேசமரா சிந்தை means what? Without any break. Now you meditate. Sinda iyatru means now you meditate on this Masunyam. Swamiji, are we attending Vedanta class or Buddhistic class? Masunyatai lesamara sinda iyatru. With one point of attention. Lesamara means what? One point of attention. Now you meditate on Masum, nothing. That great nothing. Masunyam. Now you meditate on that great nothing. Now today you should not say, Swamiji, uppu sariya illa. There is no much salt, you should not say. Because we have to meditate on Masunyam. There is no food. There is no uppu. There is no urapu. Swamiji, tap is leaking. No, you should not complain. Masunyam. Shunyata தான் நீ தியானம் பண்ணணும். There is no tap, there is no water, there is no bath. There is no food. There is nothing. What I mean to say is, see, you should not confuse yourself with all these things. Vyavahara is something because food we need now. பசிச்சு தொலையுமே என்ன செய்யறது? So we need food. குளிக்காட்டி பக்கத்தில் யாரும் வர முடியாது. That is good for ஏகாந்த வாசம். I don't want anybody around me. That's why I'm not taking bath for 6 months. Mahashunya means there is nothing. Be free. See, when you really believe in this, you are free. You don't take anything seriously. Maybe you may do something, whatever you are supposed to do, as part of the game, but you don't take anything seriously. When something is not happening, so what? It's okay. If it is happening, good. Not happening, very good. Oh, it should happen. Oh, it should happen. Otherwise, what will people think about me? People don't think about you, don't worry. They think only about themselves. For time pass, they may talk about you, but they don't think about you. So therefore, we give so much of value to everything and we suffer. Mahane, you have to live like this so that people appreciate you. ஊர் மெச்சம் மாதிரி வாழணும், ஊர் மெச்சுற மாதிரி வாழணும், ஊர் மெச்சுற மாதிரி வாழணும்னே அவனை போட்டு ஒரு வழி பண்ணி கடைசியில் ஊரு மெச்சாது யாரும் மெச்ச மாட்டாங்க. So therefore, மாசூன்யத்தை லேசமரா சிந்த இயற்று. So now meditate on this மாசூன்யம், saying that all this is rubbish, this prestige, status, and standing in the world, name, fame, all this is rubbish. Wealth, bhogam, all this is rubbish. Yes, we need some wealth for our sustenance. Yes, but wealth is rubbish. This name and fame is rubbish. This fellow itself is false. What is his name and fame? And if you can reject everything like this, then you are free. Otherwise, you are caught in something or other. And we are caught by our own thoughts. And all the traditions, all the setups, They are there only to trap us. All the traditions, everything is there only to make you feel that you are something, an entity, and you have got certain duties, and this. See, they are required in the Vyavahara, but ultimately they are all bondage only. Everything has to be broken. Everything has to be broken. Om Purnamadha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudhachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. So late morning also we have this class.